now.
Now, I will give you a tell you a brief story about myself. This was Mr. Vinay also touched a little bit. So, I started my career in stock market in 1978, but I started out of passion, out of compulsion. Passion because I was born in a stock market family. My father was also a trader, so I had this thing in my blood. So I remember in my childhood also I used to do mock trading with my grandfather. So that was my passion, and compulsion because my father died when I was 14 years of age. My father was 40 years of age. So we had no money to do any business. So when I turned 18 years of age, that was the criteria to join stock market. So I joined stock market out of compulsion. Because trading was the only thing where you don't need any capital, you don't need any infrastructure, you don't need any academical knowledge also. It's like gambling. Without knowledge, if you are doing, then it's a gambling. So I started my career, and for 10 years, I was a trader in the market till 1989, as Mr. Vinay spoke. So in between, I saw a lot of ups and downs. Maybe 1,000 times I went up, 1,000 times I went down, but I remain hand to mouth only. So that is the conclusion of the trading in the market. So, and situation was this, that I did not have the money to run my day-to-day family expenditure also. So I remember a time came when somewhere in around 1983, 84, that I lost a lot of money in the market, a lot of money in that time, maybe 20,000, 30,000 something, I don't remember, but for that time it was a big money. So I prayed to God, okay, God, please save me this time. If I recover my money next time, I'm not going to come to the market. So, because I had to make the payment. At that time, payment used to be made, we used to make payment in 15 days time, not like T+2, that day after tomorrow you have to make the payment. There was a time gap of 15 days. And in between, I started some supplying business also. I used to supply in tea companies, GI Wire, Gumboot, Umbrella, and all small things I used to supply because market used to open only for 2 hours, and after that I was free. I was not making money also. So I say, God, please save me. I will go and do this, my supply business, tea company's business. So God listened to me, fortunately. And maybe in next 2 or 3 days, I recovered whatever money I have lost. So although God listened to me, but I did not listen to God. So I continued my trading into stock market. And God was also kind to me. He forgave me for breaking my promise. But I learned a very big lesson in that time. That was stop loss, just cutting your losses. Remember, even if you are trading in stock market and if you are not cutting your losses, remember my word, I can write it down. Nobody can challenge this thing on earth. 99% of times, if you are cutting your losses in the market, even one time out of 100 times, if you will not cut your losses, you will go bankrupt. Please remember this thing. If you are taking trading as your career, please remember this thing. This I am telling from my heart. And I think it's difficult to challenge, okay? In the sense, if you are not cutting your losses, you are going to wipe out. So, now coming to the trading. So, I continued like this. But in 1989, I realized one day, in late 88, I realized that this is not the kind of life I really wanted. I came here to make some big money. I was ambitious, obviously. So not just to struggle for like a daily laborer, to struggle for my daily wages or making money. So I looked around in the market. I found the people who were hardcore investor in the market were really well off. They used to wear good clothes. They were educated, talking all in numbers, terminology like numbers you guys are talking. Okay. So, and plus they were looking happy also. So I thought maybe I was missing all these years. So can you tell me how much time I have, please? 15 minutes.
We can wrap up and take questions because they would rather have.
So I will wrap up? Okay. So I switched over from there to investments, and I started reading magazines, started reading newspapers and annual reports and all those things I started, what a new investor starts their career with. And somehow in 1989, I had saved 35,000 rupees. Why I'm telling you this? This is the outcome of the person who is coming from a stock market family. Okay, I am 5th generation into stock market, and all my father, grandfather were trader in the market, broker. I was not a broker. So, but even then I did not have money, staying in a rented apartment, and 35,000 rupees I was having in 1989. I find out one stock, Punjab Tractor, as Mr. Vinay said, and I invested all that money, 35,000 in Punjab Tractor. So that was the kind of risk I took in that time, because I was habituated of living on, I was enjoying my hand-to-mouth status, you can say. So that is the kind of risk I took, and ultimately, after 3 years, that stock went up 5 or 6 times. In 1989, I came to Bombay, and I started living in a paying guest for 2 years. And finally, I discovered a stock which is ACC. At that time, it was 300 rupees. And I found cement was decontrolled. Government has decontrolled the cement. So the after effect of the decontrol started showing, all these companies started showing in their results. So I bought ACC at 300 rupees. For 1 year, it did nothing, it moved nothing. And whatever money I had sold my Punjab Tractor, as I said, it went up 5 times. And whole money I had put in ACC. So for 6 to 1 year, it did nothing. But after that, when it started rising, it became 3,000 rupees in next 1 year. So this is the kind of return, this is the kind of speed you can see in stock market, but you need to, you have to be patient. I sold all my ACC at 3,000 rupees and bought my own apartment in Bombay. So that is the beginning of my career. After that, Harshad Mehta scam broke out, and stock market is also very famous for a scam. Every now and then, every 3 years, 5 years, you will find that scams are happening in the market. You have to take that also in your stride. And market collapsed. All my stock also collapsed, but my cost price was still below than the prevailing market price. So pricing is also very important in investing. If your investment price is very low, then you can face all this turmoil happening in the market every now and then. After that, Harshad Mehta scam, market went down. Then after that, market went up again or touched a new height. Then Ketan Parikh came, IT boom came. Fortunately, I could identify one stock, which was the name was Leading Edge at 40 rupees. It went up to 2,400 rupees. I sold my stock at 700 rupees. And after that, again, Ketan Parikh scam broke out, which was the mother of all the scams, and stock market went half. I also lost my money, but still my cost price was better than the prevailing price after that. After 2000, people thought the stock market career is over and the stock market is gone. 3 years market remained lull. And but the thing is this, we are in a rising economy. Since 79, our economy is rising in spite of all these hiccups and all these things, especially after 1990, because reform started happening in India, that we know. So that is why stock market is a real reflection of the economy. So after 2003, market again started going up. During that time, as Mr. Vinay said, I could identify 5, 6 such scripts which did really well in next 10 years. Some went up 5 times, some went up 50 times. One stock went up 500 times. I'm still holding those shares. And I still feel now, again, market has again taking a toll. Market all over the world is again going down because of the banking crisis in India and abroad also. And for so many other factors that China is not doing well and so many other factors. But I think you can understand that whenever there had been a crash in the market always recovered with a big bang, and market crossed its all previous high, and market went up multiple times than its previous peak. I think again India future is very bright, and we are the only country in the world which is rising. We are growing at 7%, and India government is going to invest $1 trillion in next 5 years. 15 lakh crore we are going to invest in power, 8.5 lakh crore we are going to invest in railway, 7.5 lakh crore we are going to invest for road widening projects, and like this. And plus we are adding 2 crore people. India is adding into its population every year. That is incremental demand India is going to face. According to me, we are having a very bright future, and we can be benefited into investing into stock market.